We just conquered Wildrose Peak, but the most challenging part of today's backpacking adventure is waiting for us. Join us as we're breaking down the hub strategy that saved us from running out of water, reviewing the trail meals that kept us moving, and gambling that we'll have a place to sleep on a first-come, first-served patch of dirt at over 8,000 feet. I'm James. In our days out exploring, we've had unforgettable moments and faced a few challenges along the way. Every adventure is a chance to learn, grow, and push a little further. We're not sure what we'll discover out there, but we do know it'll be epic. This is day 2 of our 5-day backpacking expedition in Death Valley National Park, where we're training to hike 50 miles at Isle Royale this summer. Our descent from the summit of Wildrose was the calm before the storm. We were making good time and still riding high from reaching the top of a mountain peak where we could see the highest and lowest point in the lower 48, Mount Whitney and the Badwater Basin, just 85 miles apart. The charcoal kilns were a welcome sight as we reached our van. We were exhausted, our legs were shot, but this was just a quick stop where our van served as the central hub for exploring the area. It was here that we cached supplies so we could refill our water bladders and fuel up on Nerds gummy clusters and Takis before embarking on the toughest part of our hike that day. Our next goal was Mahogany Flat, a first-come, first-served primitive campground accessible via a steep and rough backcountry road that would tear our van apart if we dared drive up it. Instead, we hiked it. A grueling 1.6-mile vertical slog up to 8,133 feet. We've already given the mountain everything we had, and this kind of elevation gain tested our will to reach the end. Arriving at the campground felt like crossing a finish line after an ultramarathon. Knowing we planned to stay here a couple of nights was a massive relief. After scrambling to set up camp before dark the previous night, we were grateful to have enough time to get settled, to enjoy the setting sun and watch the shadows race across the valley floor and up the mountains to the east. Here's a tip. There are only 10 campsites at Mahogany Flat. We got lucky and snagged the best one at the very end for some seclusion and a stunning view of Badwater Basin. Waking up on day 3 after sleeping on level ground was the reset we desperately needed. But we were still training for Isle Royale, so we went on a hike, of course. We loaded our packs with supplies and hit the Telescope Peak Trail to see what else this high-altitude desert had to hide. After taking in the views, we decided to pivot and head towards Wildrose Peak, where we had previously seen snow patches at a higher elevation. As we started up the service road, we quickly realized we were reliving the brutal hike we had the day before, but that didn't stop us. Snow in Death Valley. It felt surreal, and for a moment, the heavy packs, the elevation, and the training regimen just evaporated. We weren't newbie backpackers prepping for Isle Royale anymore. We were just a family playing in the snow above one of the hottest places in the world.
Okay, let's go.
Leaving the snow behind, we headed back down to Basecamp. We made sure to appreciate the little things, like the beautiful high desert landscape, games around the campsite.
This episode of the game is sponsored by Mountain House.
And the absolute luxury of a well-maintained campground bathroom.
So we're trying out a new freeze-dried meal from Peak, not a Mountain House. Expectation, reality.
While backpacking, your morale is largely dependent on the quality of a freeze-dried meal in a foil pouch. Calories matter, but when you're backcountry camping, texture, taste, and even visual appeal matter more. The Peak meal was disappointing.
So unlike the Peak, here's the picture for this one from Mountain House, this meal. This is the meal. It actually looks better than the picture, in my opinion.
Mountain House was the definitive winner. If backcountry camping had Google reviews, our start to day 4 was a solid 5 stars. After a peaceful morning in what felt like our very own alpine forest, a hot breakfast, and a few games of magnetic chess, it was time to pack up and continue the rest of our adventure.
5 stars.
Yeah, I would say it was great.
We bid farewell to Mahogany Flat and began the steep descent back down the road to our trusty van at the charcoal kilns. For those of you wondering, we did check out Thorndike Campground. In our opinion, Mahogany Flat is much nicer and worth the extra 0.6 mile climb.
This crazy lady. What's the crazy lady doing?
She wants water.
For Lynn, hiking the Panamints wasn't enough of a workout. As we hit Emigrant Canyon Road, she decided it was the perfect time for a training run, and Leslie jumped in to help keep her on pace.
There's a Joshua tree right there.
With that done, we left the established trails behind. We were dialing in our gear, beefing up our grit, and staying hydrated. Now, it was time to step off the map and go on our most daring backcountry camping adventure. From hauling our gear up a vertical mountain road to discovering which freeze-dried meals to pack for Isle Royale, this training expedition was helping us grow as a backpacking family. But the real test is still ahead. At our next destination, we push into total seclusion on Coffin Peak. We'll be navigating a trail marked only by cairns, and once again, we'll be racing against fading daylight to set up camp before dark.